Hi, I'm Bernie. I work with Crafters Companion in the Soft Crafts team, and I'm here today to show you all about Hawaiian applique. We have a set of dies here. There's a set of 4 dies. I'm going to show you each one. This is the hibiscus one. Then we've got the tea leaf. We've also got the breadfruit. And the 4th one is the pineapple, which some of you may well recognise as being quite a popular one. Here's an example of what you could actually do with these dies. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take the die out your packaging. It's about 6 inches square, but by folding your fabric twice you can get the 12-inch design, which you can actually see on this back cushion here. So this is the design we're going to do. So you get your die. The first thing you'll notice on your die is you can see here that there's no cut edge on these 2 sides, and this helps make the full design. So you take your piece of fabric. I've cut this about 13 inches square, or maybe 14 if you're unsure. So you're going to fold your fabric in half and then fold it in half again, and just make sure that your 2 edges there are quite lined up. Okay? So then you're going to get your plates for your Gemini. So the first thing you need is your clear cutting plate, then the metal plate. These are thin metal dies, but because they're mixed media dies, I always cut into the metal plate. You get a crisper cut. So you're going to lay your fabric on. Again, I put mine at an angle because it's easier. It goes through the machine with the pressure on the machine. And then on the die, you notice there's 2 little notches here, and then just overlapping at the end. So what that does is that's helping you when you place the die down. So place that on the corner of the fold, and you're going to make sure that these are your raw edges here. And then we're going to get a little bit of tape. So this is low-tack tape I'm using, and I'm just going to tape it down, and I always tape the die to the metal plate, not touching the fabric. That helps when you pull the tape off. If you've got any little bits of frayed edges, it doesn't pull them. Okay, so we've got that tape down, so that we're going to have the plastic shim and your other plate, and we're going to pop that through the machine. Now if we were going to cut this by hand, it's going to take quite a while. This is 18 seconds in the Gemini. It would take me longer than 18 minutes to draw and cut, and it's going to be equal all the way around, which is what we want it to be. So this has been run through the Gemini. Let's have a look and see what's happened. So we'll take off our plates, carefully peel this off, and that is an absolute clear cut. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. And obviously don't throw your scraps away, because we always use these little pieces. So we're going to open it up. And if you do have a little thread, so there's a little tiny thread there that's just caught on, you can just snip that with your scissors. And that's where, if you haven't slightly got it to the end of the fold, it's absolutely fine. So then we're going to open up the design. And at this point, if you haven't got anything on the back of it, you can give it a good press. So now you've cut your applique here, you're going to get a piece of fabric, if it's your cushion front or table runner, or onto your quilt, whichever you decide to use. But you want it quite a little bit bigger than your piece. Remember, the piece cuts at 6-inch square, so if you cut it into 4 parts, it's going to be 12 inches. So here's the one we cut. So you're just going to position it equally as best you can, or wherever you want it. Again, you can also cut this into quarter pieces as well and use them as border edges. Like if on the quilt here, we have some half on the side and little single ones as a border. So you don't just have to cut the whole piece. So once you've got it centered where you want it on your quilt or your fabric, we need a method of sticking this down. So there's quite a few methods, quite a few products that we bring to you that you can use. The first one is the stick and spray. So this is an ideal product for all of your quilting, patchwork, if you're sticking wadding to anything, applique. It's a really good product. And all you would do is spray the back each way and press it down. Now with this one, it is repositionable, so if you've gone a little bit off, you can just line it back up. So that's your stick and stay spray. Sorry, this one does wash out. So the other option you've got is stick and stay. This is the orange can. So again, this one is slightly repositional when you're spraying it on. You'd spray it onto the back, again, spray it and then lie it down. But with this one, once you've ironed it, it becomes permanent. And then the other option we have our fabric adhesive sheets. Now these ones, you will peel off the back, stick it onto the back of your fabric, leave one side of paper on, put it through the machine and then peel it off to stick it down onto your fabric. And the other option we have is heat and bond light adhesive. Again with this one, you iron it onto the back, then cut your piece out, and the heat from the iron activates the glue, so that will then stick your piece down, which is what we've done in this one here. So to use the heat and bond, there is instructions on the packet of how long to press it for, but this is what it looks like when you take it out the packet. So it's paper on one side, but then on the other, there's like a rough, shiny side. That's actually the glue, and that's what is activated with the heat from your iron. So what you do is you get your piece of fabric and cut your square on the back and iron it onto the back. And then we're going to do the same as we did before. So you're going to fold your fabric in half and in half again, and we're going to get our die. So this time we're using the tea leaf one. So the design concept is the same, where you've got your open edges here and here, and then you've got those little notches on the side that will overhang on your fabric, just to make sure you've got it lined up. Really easy. So we're going to get our plate combination again. So clear plate, metal plate, fabric, and then you're going to line up your die and stick it down with tape. We always use low tack tape, that is easier, or masking tape if you don't have any low tack tape, or even washi tape. Okay, so we're going to stick that down and then clear plate with your plastic shove underneath there, and we're going to run that through the machine. So we've put that through the machine, and here we are. So I'm going to open this up. Now if you remember, we've got that paper on the back, so we just need to make sure we get that paper peeled off. So it'll just open up, and as you open it up, you'll see that the paper actually peels off for you. And if you're careful with that, I suppose you can use that in your paper craft as well. And it just easily peels off. And then what it's done, it's left the glue on the back of the fabric. And then you'll position that onto your project, your bag or your cushion, and then you're going to iron it down. There we go. And look how accurate that cuts. Absolutely beautiful. So we were saying before about you don't have to cut the 4 if you don't want to. How about just cutting 1? So I have something here. This is absolutely fabulous. Look at this made in the embroidery hoop. So what we've done here is just cut one section of the die and then cut another 2 little sections on the top here, so you can build up your design. So say you're not restricted, you don't always have to do that big size. So we've cut cotton today, but there's other mediums you can cut. So you can actually use them with your paper craft and your card. But how about faux leather or glitter fabric? Look at this one. So this is cut with our glitter sheet fabric. And all I did with the glitter is put our fabric adhesive sheets on the back and then passed it through one pass. And then it stuck straight down to the fabric. Isn't that gorgeous? And I like the glitter fabric so much So we put it through 4 times and folded it just to see what would happen. And look at the effect on that. Absolutely beautiful. So let's have a look at the dies again. So the 4 dies that we've got here is the hibiscus, the tea leaf, the breadfruit, and the pineapple. So if you want to know more, head on over to our website to find out all the details.